Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about PvP for Destiny 2. In light of everything that has happened, it has left a lot of PvP enthusiasts asking questions about the future of Destiny 2 PvP because, if you remember, we were given certain assurances. We were given certain promises about where PvP was headed, about what we should expect to get, and about how, Joe had spoken about map packs specifically. And so a lot of people right now are concerned from the PvP community that we got this silver lining finally after years of not making the progress we wanted. We finally got this silver lining where we were given promises about what to expect for the future of PvP, and they had us excited. And now a lot of people are feeling like, and even I had tweeted out saying I am finding a nice bit of soil in the backyard where I can bury my hopes and dreams for these map packs to actually happen. So I'm going to choose my words carefully here because I want to honor the source of information here, but I have been given some information just letting me know that currently map packs, the development of map packs and all that goes into that process has not halted. It is not expected to halt. We are still planning on following through on that promise. So all things are subject to change, no doubt. But the people that are working on this, they are still working on it. It's not like, we fired a bunch of people, we laid off the people who are making these maps. That's now not a thing that's going to happen anymore. As of right now, the plan is to follow through. So if you're like me, and you're like, listen, PvE is okay, I guess, I'll do it. It's like eating your veggies. It's just something you got to do. But I love PvP. I love the way that Destiny 2 PvP plays. It feels good when it's, upheld properly, when it's maintained, when it's invested in by the developers. So for me, that's like ideal scenario, is we get to a point where Destiny can feel good in PvP again. Part of that is having consistent updates to the PvP experience, especially in the form of map packs like we were promised. Not this slow trickle of a map here and a map there, where it takes 2 years to get disjunction and multiplex. So as of right now, again, choosing my words carefully. I want to honor the source here, but as of right now, development on those things has not halted, is not expected to halt. We still totally plan to deliver on that promise. So do with that what you will. Time will tell. I certainly had my doubts when I was given this information. I was shocked, genuinely shocked, because I had every expectation that this is not a thing that's going to continue to happen. I expected that to be another promise that would not be delivered on. And if it would be delivered on, it would not be anytime soon. So it is definitely reassuring to hear that news as a PvP enthusiast, that we are still planning on following through on promises made for the PvP community. Frankly, I don't see a future for Destiny 2, and I know there are people who disagree with me. And if you do, that's fine. Just don't be a jackwagon about it. If you disagree with it, that's fine. But in my opinion, there's no future for Destiny 2 that does not include an active PvP player base. Without the PvP player base, I think Destiny 2 does not have a future. I mean, I literally had a comment on the channel yesterday where a guy was like, the PvP community is so whiny. We should not bow to them. They are such a tiny fraction of the community. Like, what, 4% of the Destiny community plays PvP? I'm like, no, those numbers are public. You don't have to talk out your butt. You could actually just look it up. It's like 45%. I mean, it's close to half of the player population in Destiny 2 actively plays PvP. Not just logs in once a month or once a week. 45% of the Destiny community actively plays PvP. And we learned this week what a difference 45% can make, right? That's not the first time we've heard that number this week. So I think Bungie knows this, and that's why they plan to follow through, especially if they need to generate revenue, especially if they're struggling with player retention, and now they're finally like forced into an ultimatum, right? This is Bungie backed into a corner week, and if player retention is at an all-time low, what are the things the players are saying? Invest in PvP, invest in maps, amongst other things. I'm not discounting PvE, don't worry. That's just not where I live, so I can't speak authoritatively to that space. For that, you want to go to your PvE lords who are way better at that and way more in tune with that than I am. That's totally fine. But specifically for PvP, I think Bungie knows they're dead in the water. There's no future for Destiny 2 where PvP is not actively upheld. And I think that's one of the reasons why they got backed into a corner to begin with, because PvP was not made a priority for years, and eventually the stuff's going to hit the fan, and it did. So I think that's a huge factor for why they got backed into this corner and are now having to make cuts, now having to reimagine the future of Destiny 2. So all this to say, I've been given assurances that I can't talk about where we are in the process, but I can tell you that I've been given assurances that the plan is to follow through on the promises to the PvP community. Do with that what you will. Maybe you don't believe it. Maybe you're I'll believe it when I see it. Maybe you're like, I absolutely think they're lying. That's fine. I mean, we all can interpret the information however we want. I'm just relaying to you what I was told. Let me know in the comment section how you're feeling about the future of Destiny PvP specifically. How do you think all of this, all the stuff that's gone down this week, is going to affect the future of the PvP experience in Destiny 2? I want to be real with you guys. Like, I'll try Marathon, but I'm not really an extraction shooter guy. I like the casual nature of a good arena shooter. I really do. And I like using space magic and silly builds and fun rolls on guns. Having a highly, like contained PvP experience, to me, gets old fast. I know some people really love those really hyper-competitive, every engagement is high-stakes gameplay. Some people really gravitate towards that. I think that's great. That's cool. It's not really me, though. It's not really what I enjoy playing, generally speaking. I could be wrong. Maybe a Marathon comes and I get hooked. But I certainly hope the game is successful, don't get me wrong. But I'm not sure that's going to be my vibe. So for me, the future of Destiny 2 PvP is a really key factor, because that could dictate whether or not I continue to play Bungie games in general. Because if I'm not playing PvP, I'm not playing Destiny 2. When I am playing PvP, I'm also doing my raids and dungeons. I want the gear, I want the armor, I want the guns, for sure. But if PvP is not there, I'm not playing it. So, what do you guys think about the future of PvP for Destiny 2? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for tuning into the video today. I appreciate each and every one of you, even the ones of you who aren't very nice. I'm so glad you came. You know, I'm just glad you're here. Be warm and well fed, my friends. I hope to catch you sometime in the Crucible. Maybe on a new map. We'll see.